Amongst all the secrets that a narcissist hides from the world at large, there is this one secret they protect fiercely and take it to their grave. Because if this secret were to be known by others, it's game over for that narcissist. Their identity will fall apart, it will get lost, and they won't have any power over others. When you live with a narcissist for decades, you get to know they're extremely insecure. They're copycats, there is nothing original to them, that they are boring, that the charm they display in the beginning is nothing but deception, and they are cruel. But this secret still remains hidden. And that's why I'm going to reveal it to you. The secret that I'm talking about is something that I have learned after surviving 23 years of narcissistic abuse. So you may want to stick until the very end, because once you know it, no narcissist will ever be able to harm you. I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. You know how a narcissist functions. There are two aspects to their personality. On one hand, we have their true self, and on the other hand, we have their false self. True self is everything they cannot accept. True self is the fire that can burn them and turn them into ashes. That's why they maintain their safe distance from it. How? By dissociating from it, by suppressing the real information about themselves. And as you spend time with them, their true self becomes visible. You get to know they're fragile, they're extremely vulnerable, they're shaky, and there is nothing mature about them. Then we have this false self. False self is everything that their true self is not. Their false self is charismatic, kind, it is promising, it knows the world, it knows how things work, it knows how to make things possible. It is everything that you're looking for. Their false self intact by lying to themselves first and justifying those lies, and then lying to you. For this personality dynamic to function properly, the splitting has to continue and they have to live as their false self, which means they have to keep their secrets hidden. The secret that I'm talking about lies at the core of their personality, of their true self, and that is they hate themselves more than anybody ever could. You heard me right. There is nothing but hatred in a narcissist's psyche, in a narcissist's subconscious that they feel towards their true self, towards the idea of who they are. You may question, like, what are you talking about? Every narcissist that I have met made it seem like they love themselves a lot. Isn't narcissism all about selfishness? Isn't narcissism all about putting yourself first? So, how is it possible? It is a paradox. This is the dichotomy. That's why it is so difficult to understand narcissists. There is cognitive dissonance even in understanding, because one part of yours knows them as codependent beings, as people who need supply from others. But the other part has been forced to see them as independent, omnipotent, and invincible. So, which one is true? Well, the truth is, they hate themselves for the person they are. They hate the fact that they have to depend on others to survive. It is pure parasitism, it's vampirism. They need others and they loathe themselves for needing you. Reflect on this for a minute. You see yourself as the most powerful being, but at the same time, you need others to function. If they leave you, you collapse. The same grandiose person who thinks, oh, the world should chase me, starts chasing the supply once he or she disconnects because they have been hurt so much. The same person who is entitled and thinks it's okay to treat others like a doormat hoovers and tries to breadcrumb the victim because they do not want to be abandoned. How does it work? Well, why wouldn't this create self hatred? Because you are going against the very nature that you so desperately want to be true. And that's why they hate you. Because when they need you or need to bring you down, in their head, you become the problem. Had you not left them, they would have never felt a need to destroy you. So, what do? They project that hatred onto you. They project their hatred on other objects. And this is the deepest reason why they never take responsibility. The hatred that I'm talking about is such an intricate part of a narcissist's identity that it pours out, that it's projected on every single person they ever encounter. You know about narcissists who backbite. You know how they are in your face and how they act behind your back. You know how narcissists turn gold into ash. Why is that? Because they hate themselves. And that hatred also gets expressed as self sabotage. I say they are their own biggest enemy, and this is the reason. I also say when a narcissist says horrible things to you, when they put you down, belittle you, when they nitpick, when they find flaws and faults in you, please do not take it personally. And today I'm trying to prove to you why you shouldn't do that. Because that nitpicking, that belittling, that humiliation is actually not about you. You to them are a mirror. And in you, they see a reflection of their true self. Please sit with that and understand what I just said. They see in you the self they cannot accept. And spiritually speaking, they hate their own aura. They hate their own energetic field, the vibrations, everything they send out to the universe. And now I think it will make sense to you. They never loved you, they never saw you for the person that you are. You keep asking, oh, I'm so loving, I'm so empathetic. Why doesn't that narcissist see what I have to offer? My dear survivor, that person has never truly seen what you have to offer because they're so full of hatred towards themselves. Everything that you offer gets enveloped in it. It is the fire that touches your gifts and turns them into ash. You are nothing but a means to an end, and it will make sense to you. You were an extension, you are a confirmation of the fact that they're not as bad as they actually are. How? Well, when they came into your life, you know how they love bombed you. Love bombing to a narcissist equals to fooling others, making other people believe that they are best. And the control they feel once they win you as a trophy is what fixes their hatred driven mentality. It is the thrill that they seek so desperately. But you know what happens after that? It comes all the way down, and the monsters lurking beneath start showing up again. Who do they take that hatred out on? You become that bad object. You become the one receiving the punishment. Because in a narcissist's head, it gets processed as, oh, he or she is the one that made me feel this way. I am perfect without them. I'm okay, so I need to find a replacement. They're not as good as I thought. They compare you with an ideal, impossible version of yourself. And that's why their fantasy falls apart. So you can't take them seriously. You can't take that hatred seriously. I realized that the hatred my father projected on me for being a failure, which I am not, was his own failure. The proof of that was his obsession with success. He had to keep going. He had to qualify those examinations to get to a higher rank. That's why you see them climbing that corporate ladder. They have to be on top because they keep running away from the hatred they so contain within. You tell me in the comments now, was I right about this deepest secret I said they take to their grave? Because they do not want anybody to know they hate themselves. Because if they hate themselves, how would anybody ever be able to love them? Take it as I described it, and I assure you, you will set yourself free. That was it for today's episode. I hope you found it insightful. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.